I'm the president of TerraX Minerals, one of the co-founders. We are exploring one of the highest grade past producing gold districts in Canada. What we have done is we have assembled a large land package. We have assembled a district in an area of high grade past producing mines. We've had an experienced technical team that's done this before, that has a record of success. We now have 129 square kilometers, 23 kilometers of strike with 100% ownership. We're on trend of two of the highest grade gold mines that ever produced in Canada, the Con mine and the Giant mine, which closed in the early 2000s after a 60-year mine life. Between the two of them, they produced approximately 14 million ounces at an average grade of 16 grams a ton. We have the extension of the geology from those mines on our property. We are north of the Giant and we are south of the Con. We have excellent infrastructure. We have year-round access. We're right beside the city of Yellowknife. This is a town that was built on mining. It's there because those mines were started in the 30s and 40s. We have excellent infrastructure. That is the support center for all the mining in the north. So we have labor, we have supplies, everything's right there. We do not need camps. Our workers, our drillers live in the city. They come to work every day. We don't have to house them. We don't have to feed them. We have a 27,000 meter drill program, our plan that we commenced in August. We completed about 10,000 meters of that before shutting down for freeze up, and we expect to be back drilling before the end of January on our North Belt property. We're also fully funded. We had $8.5 million in treasury as of the December 31st. When I mentioned a track record of success, Joe Campbell, he's done this before. He was responsible for the discovery of Meladine, which is a major gold project in Nunavut. He introduced that project to Agnico Eagle, and based upon the work that he did, the prior work he'd done to develop the project, they made a decision to buy it in 2010 for just under $700 million in cash and shares. And this is the same geology. We're in a Kean lode gold system, the Canadian Shield. This is the same type of geology. The big difference here, what attracted us to this project and made it something a junior could look at managing, is the fact we're right beside a city. There's infrastructure, whereas Meladine was very remote. Al Sexton, the other individual on the slide, was Joe's project manager at Meladine, worked with him through the discovery, through the development stage. Also of interest, Leif Levesque is a member of our board of directors. She is the CFO of Osisko Gold Royalties, and they are an early investor in the company and supported us sort of the early stages before we'd been able to go out and achieve some of the success we've done over the last while. Capitalization as of December 30th, we got just over 100 million shares issued with roughly 17 million warrants and options outstanding, fully diluted 118 million. Again, Treasury 8.5 million as of the end of December. There's a breakdown of our shareholder base. Management, we've been big supporters of the company. We participate in the financings. We maintain 11% interest. Osisko Gold Royalties has 11% interest, and we have a good institutional support base from Europe and Canada and the US. We are, as I mentioned, one of the high-grade gold districts. If you go into the geology textbook, you'll see a map like this, and there's 6 major gold camps in Canada. Yellowknife is noted there with the other 6 mining districts. Our geology is similar to the Timmins area. If you're exploring in the Yellowknife district, you explore based on the same geologic models as at Timmins. Ours is the most northerly and the least explored of these districts because of its northern location. We have accessibility, we have infrastructure. On this map, you can see the city of Yellowknife and the streets in Yellowknife. You can see the airport. Our core facility is at the airport. It's a 21-minute drive on a paved road past the old Giant mine site, and then onto the Castormet Road, onto our property, to the North Belt property, where we've done our work over the past 4 years. We have also identified a number of deposits we'll talk about in a few minutes. We have a hydro dam on the property, which we were fortunate the government refurbished and opened in June 2013 to provide power. That shows the commitment that the government has to encourage mining in the Northwest Territories. Again, I mentioned the skilled available workforce, and we have local service providers. The North Belt is the property we originally acquired about 4 years ago, and we've expanded from initial holdings. We've now focused on a 10 by 4 kilometer high-grade target area on that property. where we've identified a number of targets. We have extensive drill database. We have about 70,000 meters from historic drilling and core that we can use in our future resource estimates. So 70,000 meters to date. We've started developing models such as Christorum, where there was an initial deposit defined by Giant when they owned the property years ago, 5 meters of 63 grams, and that's within 50 meters of surface. We had a new discovery, Miss Pickle, last winter, 8 meters of 60 grams a ton. Again, gold near surface, high grade. And we have other areas, town site we'll talk about at the bottom of that slide. That is the geologic formation, and that we have done work on this last year, and where we think we have the potential for our next discovery in our coming winter drill program. I mentioned Christorum. Again, we have lots of work done on the property. We are developing resource models. This is a block model for Christorum. This is the deposit at surface. It has not been drilled below 150 meters depth. It has been drilled now on this model over 1.4 kilometers. It's still open to the north and to the south, and we have done some step outs to indicate 400 meters to the north that the deposit's still there. Miss Pickle is our discovery from last winter. This was an area where we had done some work, some sampling in 2013. We then went and drilled this project during our last year's winter program, and we got some tremendous grades, 8.6 meters at 13 grams, and the top hole, the next one below that was 7 meters of 24 grams. We then went back and drilled before the end of the winter program and got 8 meters of 60 grams. And that was from the winter program, and then last summer we went back and we continued drilling, and this is roughly the same cross-section, but you can see we've now drilled it, and we've seen that the gold now extends like to around 250 meters deep. And there's multiple zones. The other thing that's interesting is the shaded area around the main zones, that all runs. There's lots of gold. There's a halo of low-grade mineralization in that area as well. So we're going to continue drilling this winter. We're going to continue to follow it along strike and test it at depth. During 2016, we followed up on surface sampling from 2015. We had identified a number of areas. This is a very prospect-rich environment. There's other areas here that you'll see circled where we've got great high-grade gold samples actually in trenches and samples of outcrop. One of the areas that we're going to focus on for exploration this winter is the town site, which is circled at the bottom. The town site is a geologic formation that on the Giant Mine hosted their Supercrest deposit, which was their highest grade deposit. We found the extension of that geology on our property. We have the largest area of surface exposure on our property. We've done surface work and geophysical work this summer, and we'll be back drilling this this winter. So that's an area where we think we can have our next discovery at the North Belt. The other area we acquired just September 2015 were claims that were previously owned by the Con Mine, south of the Con Mine. And you can see the Con Mine outline on this map, and you can see our property area shaded in gray. The data we have from the Con Mine and work we've done on the property, we've identified mineralized shears that were previously mined at Con, such as the namesake Con shear. We've traced that on our property for 5 kilometers. We've sampled it. We've sampled other shears that extend from the Con Mine property onto our claims, and we've got high-grade gold, 95 grams a ton, 66 grams a ton. This map is available on our website. You can get close up. We've got some very exciting targets. We have filed for a permit. We expect to have that shortly and announce it, and to be drilling this in February. And that's another area where, based on the data and what we've been able to assemble over the last while, we think we have the potential for our next discovery. So to summarize, we've got a 27,000 meter drill program underway. We completed 10,000 meters before it freeze up. We had 3 rigs operating last summer. We will resume in January at North Belt with the first rig and then add another rig. Permitting is complete, and we expect the permit in hand for South Belt, so we'll be drilling that in February. And our plan is to have 4 rigs drilling this winter, 2 at South Belt and 2 at North Belt. The plan is to expand the known discoveries with about 60% of them, the drilling that we do, while conducting major step outs or looking for discovery holes for the other 40%. And all this work is done based on extensive surface exploration we did in the summer of 2016 with mapping and prospecting, ground magnetic surveys, ground IP, airborne LiDAR, and radiometric surveys. So we've done a lot of preparation work before we go in and drill. So we think we will give us a real good opportunity to have success with this program. And with drilling starting up in the next week, we hope to have the first results in March, hopefully in time for PDAC, and then it'll be a continuous flow of news right through to the end of 2017. And that's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.